Hey, good morning, friends. Today is Wednesday, April the 30th, 2025, and the time now is 7:55 a.m. So, friends, I want to ask, could it be that North Korea's participation or the participation of North Korean troops in Ukraine in the Kursk region was aimed to give North Korean men war experience? Is it possible? So, friends, just recently, this week, we got news that the Russians, okay, or Russia, is now in complete control of the Kursk region, which the Ukrainian invaded last August 2024. Ukraine basically had a diversion in which they tricked the Russians, they invaded the Kursk region, and they've held the Kursk region since then. Now, friends, that was an embarrassment for the Russians, and the fight in the Kursk region continued. It has been said that Ukraine's invasion of Kursk was aimed to give Ukraine leverage so that when time comes to negotiate the end of the war, Ukraine can basically trade Kursk for the eastern territories of Ukraine, which the Russians have taken since the start of the war. Now, friends, the Russian minister Valery Gerasimov announced recently that Russia is now in complete control of Kursk and that Russia has completely pushed out the Ukrainians out of the Kursk region. Vladimir Putin, the president of Russia, has confirmed that Russia is now in complete control of Kursk. However, Putin also has thanked North Korea for North Korean troops' involvement in the Kursk region. Just last year, when it was certain that there was situation in the Kursk, Ukraine has invaded Kursk, and the fight in Kursk continued. There were lots of allegations from the West, throughout the conceptual West, the white West, that North Koreans were in Ukraine helping the Russians. At least that's how it has been said. But now it is confirmed that yes, North Koreans or North Korean troops had been in the Kursk region. Now, friends, my question then is, could it be that North Korean troops' participation in the Kursk region, fighting the Ukrainians in Kursk, was aimed to obtain for the North Korean troops, North Korean men, their army, war experience, hot war experience? Because the truth is, we can say that since the pause of the war, the Korean War, that North Koreans or even South Koreans have not seen a hot war. They've had no experience in terms of what a hot war is. And we can say that, other than the Russians, no countries in the world today can boast that they've had experience in hot war. The United States, yes, has been fighting wars all over the world. However, the United States has been beating on countries and people who cannot defend themselves. So I don't know if we can say that the United States, American men, American soldiers do have experience in a conventional hot war, especially against a peer enemy. But once again, for North Korea, this is a geopolitical move. Now, I don't know how this is going to help North Korea in the future. However, I do believe that the participation of North Korean troops in Kursk was not meant to help the Russians. Russia, I believe, does not need help from the North Koreans to fight Ukrainians. Since the beginning of the war, Russia is fighting the entire West, the conceptual West, all by itself. And that's what this war is about. What I think the North Koreans were doing in Kursk was to obtain military hot war experience for a potential war in Asia, in the Korean Peninsula, against the United States and or South Korea, possibly Japan as well. Now, friends, please tell me what you think, and I really want to know what you think. But friends, I'm going to end here. I want to thank you for being a member of the Echoing Voice community, my friends. But most especially and most importantly, or most important, I want to thank you a lot for watching the Echoing Voice. Peace.